Hello, and welcome to my TLC 2020 review, the last WWE pay-per-view of the year. Can they go out on a high note? Can they do it with this show? Wasn't really a long show. Honestly, wasn't a lot of matches on this show, but some very interesting things that did happen on this show tonight, okay? So, what is there to say about TLC 2020, huh? Even though the build-up was bad, let's see what we got to say out of this show, okay? Because where do we kick off right the back? From TLC matches to this FireFly Inferno match, which we'll get to that soon enough in the main event, which I'm surprised that even was the main event. But we'll get to that in a second, though. But we do kick it off with the pre-show, though. Daniel Bryan, which I don't even know what they really got him doing right now. Otis, Chad Gable, and Big E versus Sami Zayn. Corbin with his Knights of the Lone Wolf guys with him. And Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. Why do they have Nakamura jobbing to Otis in under 3 minutes? It is a travesty. I will say that right now. And I shook my head in disgust last Friday on SmackDown, like I said in my review. Listen, it's not much I could say about this 8-man tag. Not a bad 8-man tag. Basically, this is just a setup between Big E and Sami Zayn, which they already have made the match this Friday on SmackDown on Christmas, which will be for the Intercontinental Championship. Big E did pin the Intercontinental Champion here tonight in this 8-man tag, so he is getting a shot right now, okay? So we will see what happens there this Friday on SmackDown. But the 8-man wasn't that bad. It was actually okay. I don't really have much bad to say about it and whatnot. It was pretty okay. That's what I can say about this match. But we do kick it off with the first official match of the night, which we do kick it off with a TLC match for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles, okay? AJ, of course, has his giant bodyguard with him. Amos, I believe, Jordan Amos. Like I said, the guy's freaking 7'2" out there. But there was a lot of crazy stuff that did go along in this match. Like I said, it's a TLC match, so expect a lot of crazy stuff to happen, okay? But as this match went on, like I said, a lot of crazy stuff going on around here. What was it? I think Styles threw McIntyre to a chair into the corner and whatnot. Basically, McIntyre, I know he catapulted Styles into like one of the ladders into the ring, which, he threw him into a chair and that was into the corner. Styles coming back, crashing Drew into the ladder at one point, pretty much battering him to it, but McIntyre hit him with a future shot DDT, basically holding on to his bad knee throughout the match, which McIntyre threw a ladder at Styles, which he got out of the way, but McIntyre pretty much went down after Styles ended up chopping his leg, hitting him with a calf killer then while holding on to the ladder rungs of it, pretty much wedging it in there, even hitting his leg several times with a chair. And even putting it into the chair, hitting him with the calf killer again, but Drew was able to basically smash AJ's head into the ladder, basically breaking that hold at one point. Basically, both guys went outside then. AJ ended up pretty much running a ladder into him, which he set up a table then right after, which AJ was going to jump off like the ropes to go through Drew onto the table. But Drew ended up getting up. He threw a chair at AJ, pretty much knocking him off the ropes then. Styles got back up, but, McIntyre ended up suplexing him into the ladder then. AJ came back with a phenomenal forearm then, which he went up the ladder. Drew had stopped him, and he knocked AJ onto a table to the outside of the ring. But next thing you know, Miz and Morrison came out. Miz ended up powerbombing Drew out through the table, which Morrison ended up helping Miz cash in the Money in the Bank. So, yes, the Money in the Bank was being cashed in right now making it a triple threat match for the WWE Championship, which, Miz was starting to climb up the ladder then. He thought it was, going to be easy selling to get the title. But AJ's bodyguard got in, picking up Miz and basically dropping him onto the table to the outside. Morrison hit him with a chair, which broke. The chair broke, by the way, in half. With him no-selling the chair shot Amos, I believe, which next thing you know, he starts walking very slowly, chasing Morrison, which Morrison was already gone at that point, but this dude was almost walking slow, like Undertaker's slow, okay? Almost like very menacing, which the guy's already intimidating in general, but this guy was doing some dead man type of walk, just walking up the ramp very slowly, going after him, which basically the match continued then as Miz was trying to get up. AJ and McIntyre start climbing up a ladder then. Miz got his own ladder, started climbing up. Next, everybody's trying to knock each other back and forth down, trying to reach the title and whatnot. Even AJ ended up springboarding himself back onto the ladder, cut McIntyre off then. Off of the ladder, Miz and AJ started brawling on the ladder then, which Drew knocked both of them out off the ladder. AJ fell out on the outside. Miz was still in the ring. He basically ran into a Claymore kick then, which Drew climbed the ladder once more, climbing to get his WWE Championship and retaining the title. A very good TLC match. Let me say that off the bat. Basically, AJ McIntyre did a very good job out there. Very enjoyable match. Even with Miz cashing the Money in the Bank did help at least build suspense. In a way, yes, the Money in the Bank was fairly cash in once again with Miz this time. Basically, he's not going to win like he did 10 years ago or whatnot. Which, I will say, I almost in a way did believe Miz was going to get the title at one point. Like I say, he's finally cashing it in. But given the way him and Morrison have been booked like goofballs and getting the crap kicked out of them every week, mostly by McIntyre and whatnot, who really in their right mind really believed that Miz was ever going to win the title right here in this situation? May have looked like that a couple times, but I think we all knew he was never going to win the title. In a way, I do believe the Money in the Bank was still wasted this year. Maybe one part they put it on Otis, which was just a god-awful idea. And I didn't even mind when Miz actually won it. I thought anybody taking it off of Otis was better in my opinion. And I was kind of okay with Miz, even though it's still the Miz at the same time. So it's better than Otis, but come on. None of these guys were ever going to win the title, okay? Let's be honest here. But it did build at least some suspense in this match. But still, this was a very good TLC match when it even started with a one-on-one and going into a triple threat match itself. So I did like this match. I like this match a lot. So this was pretty good right here. Next, though, we got Sasha Banks versus Carmella. Basically, again, for the SmackDown Women's Championship, we did see this match a week ago on SmackDown, which it ended up in a DQ. And you know what? Listen, I crap on Carmella a lot, but I'm gonna be good right here. I'm gonna be, I'll be honest, this was not a bad match. I think it went to okay to good, okay? Because looking into this, I didn't want to see this match again. I had no really reason to watch this again, especially, like I said, we all know Sasha's gonna win, but this was that bad. Some would say Sasha carried this match, which is kind of true, and she's working with Sasha, but I'll admit Carmella kind of held her own out there too. So this was not a bad match. Let me say that right now. It was actually pretty good. Some say this may have been Carmella's best match up to date. Maybe she has gotten better with her time off and into this new gimmick and whatnot, but like I said, I know that promo was horrible on SmackDown. I thought it was really bad on SmackDown the other night, but this was not bad. This was not bad at all. I know her bodyguard got involved in this match several times, which, Carmella did get the code to silence him, but, Sasha got to the ropes. And basically, the dude tried to pull Carmella to ringside, but Sasha hit the guy with a Meteora in, which Carmella hit several kicks onto Sasha and pretty much went for the near fall, but Sasha ended up hitting the bank statement and Carmella tapped out. Honestly, I have no idea who they could put against Sasha again. I really don't know, and I guess Carmella was kind of like the only thing kind of going since she has a new gimmick and everything too, because who else was really in line for this title? But still, I thought this was a good match, so I can't really crap on it. Going into it, expectations were very low, but after watching it, I can sit here and say it was not a bad match. So Sasha retained. Never really believed Carmella was winning, even by some of the near falls. Had a little going for a second, but Sasha still is the champion. But next, though, we did get the tag team titles on the line, the Raw tag team titles. The New Day versus the Hurt Business for those tag team championships. A very good match. I enjoyed this match a lot. And finally, the Hurt Business ended up winning the titles, okay? I'm very glad about that because, come on, these guys have lost on Raw almost twice to the New Day, so I said they had to win on pay-per-view. Now, I know it did end up with, Cedric Alexander tagging himself in, from Shelton Benjamin, end up hitting the lumbar check, which looked very deadly on Kofi Kingston, by the way, which now they're the tag team champions. And I'm not saying Cedric's turning on them, but it's like he's getting ahead of himself and he's getting real cocky and whatnot. But I did like that all the Hurt Business did celebrate afterwards. Bobby Lashley, the U.S. champion, and, Cedric and Shelton now the tag team champions. Like I said before, MVP is saving people's careers out here this year. And these guys, like I said, probably one of the best teams on this show right now, have been booked really well lately. Now, I know I've said before in the past, not a lot of people want to compare them to the Four Horsemen or Evolution, but like I've said before in the past, until all four of these guys start holding gold, then you can compare them to those groups and whatnot. Now, I think it would have been better if Bobby Lashley was going for the world title, and MVP was the U.S. champion, and, Benjamin and Cedric being the tag team champions. That would work great, real great, okay? So, then I could say, you compare them to those. But I still want to see all the Hurt Business with the gold, though. I really do. I want to see them with all the gold, but don't know if that's ever going to happen or not. But I'm glad they finally won the tag team championship. So I say finally they won, because they're probably the only other team that's been booked really well on Raw. Okay, that's one of the bright spots on Raw is the Hurt Business. Okay, so we're gonna see where this goes and what happens with this Cedric thing. All right. But next, though, we did get the women's tag belts on the line. It was Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Asuka and a mystery partner since Lana was taken out. I think we all knew who it was going to be tagging with Asuka. And who is it? Who is it going to be her tag team partner? Woo! Charlotte is back, folks. We haven't seen Charlotte in months. You could question if it was a boob job or not, which there's been up and down. Well, she has addressed this online herself, but some would say they like it was big. Look, I'm not going to go into that right now, but I think we all know why she's been gone. But she's been gone for many, many months now, and now she is back to tag with Asuka, okay? It is a better upgrade than having Lana in the match, all right? This was not a bad match, okay? It wasn't. Now, other than Nia Jax was off timing on a few spots here and there. Like I've said in the past, you want to send Keith Lee and a lot of big guys back to the Performance Center. You need to desperately send Nia Jax back there also. But this was not a bad tag match, though. It was actually really good. It ended up with Charlotte hitting the natural selection onto Shayna Baszler, which now Charlotte and Asuka are the women's tag team champions. Ric Flair was watching the back as he celebrated and whatnot after Charlotte getting the pin. But this match was not bad. I'm not surprised that, Charlotte and Asuka end up winning the tag belts and whatnot. I'm sure people are going to say, how soon is it till one turns on the other? And when Charlotte will face Asuka for the title. Maybe at WrestleMania. I'm not really sure. Or the Royal Rumble. I don't know. 12 times. I could make a joke and say she's the 13-time champion. But like I said, it's a tag belt. So I'm not mad at this decision. I'm really not. So Charlotte is back, folks. Like I said, maybe over push, but she is great in the ring. And come on, would you rather really seen Lana out there with Asuka? Be honest with yourself, okay? Yes, they have tried to do as much they could to build this whole sympathy thing for Lana with the table spots, and it would have made sense if, finally she beat Nia Jax and him for the titles at this pay-per-view tonight, but they took her out the last second to put Charlotte in, because what's going to be next now? Lana's going to come out on Monday and call out Charlotte in a match. That's something I don't really want to see, but Charlotte, folks, yeah, she's back, and what can I say about that? I'm going to mark out for a second to do something. Woo! Yes, folks, I can sit right here. I can do a Jay Lethal impression of Ric Flair if I wanted to. I can see if that punk over there says he's the world champion. Because right now, tonight, folks, what can I say? Charlotte is the 13th time. No, not 13, still 12. But, coming with maybe the 13th soon enough. Woo! I don't care. I feel like doing an impression. I don't know why. I just wanted to do that. Hey, maybe I'm pissing off some marks and or whatnot, because I've seen a lot of them pissed on the internet about that decision tonight. But like I said, it's better than seeing Lana in this match tonight. So not surprised by this outcome. Charlotte, Asuka, double champion right now of being the Raw Women's and Tag Team champion. So, will the other one betray the other? We shall see. Woo! I just like doing that. I don't know why I had to mark out with that for a second. So you see the shades, see these shades, man. You see these shades right here. Cost a lot of money, my nigga. I'm telling you. Woo! Cost a lot of money. But moving on though. What they have? I know they had a segment with Big E and Truth and Sami Zayn, basically, setting up the Intercontinental title match for this Friday. Next, though, the TLC match, Universal title, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens. Like I said, TLC match, Roman Reigns came out first, which I always thought was kind of odd. Like, why is the champion coming out first? But Reason why the champion came out first, basically Kevin Owens attacked Roman Reigns, like I said, as soon as the bell rang, so he didn't even get an entrance, beating him up, hitting him with a cannonball and whatnot. Jey Uso immediately came out there, which Owens hit him with a super kick then, taking him down. He went back to Roman Reigns and then started hitting him and Uso with a chair then. Uso had tried to get Owens with a super kick, but Owens ended up hitting him with the foot, hit him in the foot with that chair, wrapping his leg in the chair and stepping on it then, as referees and trainers had to help Jey Uso in the back, which Reigns came back with a drive-by kick then, taking down Kevin Owens, then beating him with some steel steps several times, beating the death out of him nearly, and getting him back into the ring, taking a chair, just beating Owens with that chair several times. Beat him to death with it, I should say. Which, Reigns basically said he's going to torture Owens. And, he started climbing up the ladder. Owens got him down then. And he started hitting him with a chair then. He was about to hit him with like a power bomb through the chair and whatnot. But Reigns back body dropped him into those chairs standing up. Reigns basically set up the ladder to go back up there again. Owens stopped him. Pretty much taking him down. But Reigns stopped him again. Owens ended up trying to go up the ladder then, which Jey Uso ended up pulling him down. Owens basically took him down with some punches, but, they start brawling, but Reigns came back in with a Superman punch, taking down Kevin Owens. They ended up setting up a table then, which both Reigns and Uso start going for Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens fought back, ended up super kicking Jey Uso, hitting a stunner onto Roman Reigns then. He started climbing up the ladder again, but, Uso tried to stop him, which Owens ended up hitting him with a power bomb through the table, the broadcast table outside, and even set up another table out there. Owens ended up coming back into the ring after taking out Jey Uso. He went back up the ladder. Reigns stopped him. They start going back and forth with punches then, but, Reigns ended up power bombing Owens through the ladder and whatnot, which I swear it was either Cole or Graves. Just talk about, he just spine busted him through a table. I'm like, that was a power bomb through a ladder. Like, I don't know, I've seen people been going at Corey Graves all night, especially during the Carmella match. Well, what do you expect? Come on, we all know why. But some people been talking about Corey Graves' commentary all night and whatnot. And everything. But pretty much after they did power bomb him onto that ladder then, basically, Owens, not Owens, but, Reigns, basically, put him through a table then, through the outside, right by that office chair. Then he Samoan him dropped through another table then, so that's two tables after that. So Reigns got back in the ring, climbed up the ladder. Owens stopped him while holding on to him. Reigns kind of laughed, basically said, what I got to do to beat you and everything. You're embarrassing yourself and your family. As, next thing you know, Owens ended up slapping him real hard. Reigns speared him through the table then, which Reigns climbed up again. But, he looked at Owens, basically still kind of getting back up, which, by the way, Owens has been through almost 3 tables at this point, and the guy gets up in seconds. My friend Kyle pointed that out tonight. Basically, just kind of no selling the table spot. He felt the table spot was dead because you could just go through like 3 tables to get up in a matter of seconds, though. But this is a TLC match, and I guess I have to play up to the thing, as Kevin Owens says, you're going to have to kill me if you want to stop me and everything. So Reigns got out of the ring and whatnot. Owens said, you got to kill me. And Reigns, I guess I got to kill you in. He was about to spear him through the barricade, but Owens got out of the way in. Reigns went through the barricade on his own. Owens climbed up there, but Reigns stopped him and, pretty much ran him into the ladder then. Owens came back with a super kick. He tried him with a pop-up power bomb, but Reigns him with the Superman punch. He was about to spear him, but, Owens dodged it, popped up power bomb him through a table then. Owens climbed up the ladder again. And as he tried to go up there, Jey Uso stopped him. He started hitting him with headbutts. He hit him with a stunner then. He climbed up the ladder again. He climbed up one more time until Reigns came back, low-blowed him midway up the ladder, and put him into a guillotine choke, pretty much dropping Owens' body down into the ring as Reigns grabbed his title and still retained the Universal Championship. I will say this. This was actually a really good match. Some people may think it was a little bit too much, especially with the table spots, but I will say this right now. They made Kevin Owens look really strong out here, okay? They made him look super strong in defeat. We all knew he was going to lose, and he never had a chance at the belt, but this was a really great match. Like I said, both TLC matches were really good. I enjoyed both of them, but they made Kevin Owens look really, really strong. Probably the strongest he's probably looked in a long while now at this point. Could be a rematch maybe at the next pay-per-view, because they could go off, Owens can come out and SmackDown, say, hey, it took two of you guys to beat me at TLC. You could be, why wouldn't it be a steel cage match or something next? They could come up with something from this, since it was basically a handicap match, since Jey Uso was out there so much with just the interference several times. Even it kind of got overdone a couple times here and there too. But Owens, like I said, Owens looked really, really strong in defeat, okay? Like I said, him and Reigns had a great match out there. Enjoyed it. But like I said, the takeaway from this was Owens looking real strong in defeat, and I enjoyed it, okay? I really did enjoy this match. But now we get in the main event. I'm surprised that TLC match wasn't the main event, but we have the FireFly Inferno match, okay, between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. Why are we having this? I have no idea, okay? I don't even know it was a Firefly. I didn't even know it was an Inferno match until I learned on SmackDown the other night, but Randy Orton came out with a hoodie and, I guess, pants and whatnot in this match, as Bray Wyatt, he came out in his gear, which he kept his jacket on. He never took off. Now, in my mind, you think that both men would be in the ring and then the fire would be around the ring, but it looks like these guys had a regular match at first. And, of course, The Fiend has to no-sell everything because, hey, you can hit everything with him in the kitchen sink and 20 finishes on him, but the guy kicks out at one. But this is a no pinfall, no submission, and you have to set your opponent on fire, okay? So with them, you having to set your opponent on fire. Where is this really going to go? This kind of started with a regular match. Orton was trying to get the RKO, but Fiend got him with a Sister Abigail. Next thing you know, all the fire starts showing up around the Thunderdome. Not around the ring, but around the Thunderdome and whatnot. And they're on the outside of the ring. Wyatt's trying to throw him into fire. He even started whipping him with a strap until he set the strap on fire, which Orton got out of the way then. And then he took like a pickaxe and tried to hit Orton with it. I don't know where that came from. And then the Fiend grabbed a rocking chair and started pouring gasoline all over the chair then. And a trail of it too, which he threw Orton into that seat. And basically this was very edited. I don't know how much this match was live or pre-recorded or edited and whatnot, but you saw the close-up camera shots and how they set the the trail of fire. And then next thing you know, the fire's going up to Orton, but Orton's able to escape the chair then, so he's not set on fire. He starts going at Wyatt then with like a steel chain and like some steel steps then, taking him down. The Fiend came back with like a fire axe, which he set on fire, but Orton got it away from him then. He hit him with a draping DDT from the apron. He was setting up for the RKO, but the Fiend had the mandible clawed in on him, which he tried to put Orton into the fire, but Orton ended up dodging it and setting Wyatt on fire. So basically you think the match is over because Wyatt was basically on fire for a few seconds. Obviously his jacket had to be fireproof and probably his whole gear was fireproof and whatnot. But when it was fireproof, he basically got in the ring, which he was almost out of fire. I'm surprised nobody didn't try to put him out, but the fire is mostly gone from him at that point. Orton hit a RKO on him then, which I kind of didn't even hear the bell ring, so Orton just kind of tapped to see if he was dead or not. And then next thing you know, he got out the ring, got more gasoline, poured it all over Wyatt. He got a match, which he stalled for almost a minute or two. As the announcer saying, don't do this, Randy, don't do this. He set him on fire, and basically it looked like a crash test dummy in the ring of how they edited. You can see the close-up shots of it and how edited this was out. Setting him on fire, which Randy Orton basically just murdered the Fiend here, folks. He, quote-unquote, murdered or attempted murder. So we've seen enough murder in this match or try to kill each other and whatnot. So listen, Orton was going to go over this match anyways, okay? I knew that was happening. What reason why Orton would not go over in this? Come on, he got beat up by Wyatt 2 weeks in a row. Then again, this isn't the first time Randy Orton has burned somebody. He's done it to The Undertaker, except The Undertaker was in a casket. And Eddie's lowrider, but then again, The Undertaker was on that lowrider, and that's when it caught fire and whatnot. But come on, this isn't the first time Randy Orton set things on fire, okay? As for Wyatt, we've seen him in an Inferno match, but obviously they're playing to this whole monster movie thing, which I'm sure tomorrow night he will be back on Raw, and he will show up probably by next week or two, okay? And I feel like it's going to be another match from this. Honestly, I wouldn't have put this in the main event, but I can see why they did. I would have ended it off with one of the TLC matches, okay? But this whole Orton Wyatt thing, hey, I can hit you with everything, but watch this dude come back tomorrow night. Since we could see the stack of hay and the fire, he's killed the Fiend. He's killed the Fiend. How far are they willing to keep going with this? Okay, I don't know. So I was up and down beyond this match. All right. Don't get me wrong, it was crazy how they set the guy on fire. Like I said, he's got to be dead, right? Like, come on, you killed this man on TV. All right, you killed him. That's murder, right? You've murdered this man on TV on fire. Where else can you go from that? Please tell me. I want to know. Where else can you go with that? You murdered him. Okay, you murdered him. But I don't know. Okay, overall, I did not hate this pay-per-view. Going into it, horrible build. Into the show, this was not a bad show. Both TLC matches were really good. I'm glad the Hurt Business won the tag team titles. Charlotte has returned. Now we have 2 new sets of tag team champions between the Raw ones and the women's tag ones. So I'm not even really mad the women's one and whatnot, because I kind of knew Charlotte was coming back anyways. Carmella and Sasha, not a bad match. Can't really say nothing bad that much. I thought it was okay to good. So not bad. Not bad at all. Just like I said, it wasn't a bad show. Pre-show was pre-show. Like I said, sets up the Intercontinental title match. The whole Inferno Firefly, like, thank God this match wasn't cinematic. I'm glad this wasn't, because I didn't want to see another cinematic thing from Wyatt again, okay? Especially with Orton with it, too. Especially when they said Firefly Inferno match. Like, please don't let it be another cinematic match. I've seen enough of those, okay? So, I was up and down on that, but I'm sure everybody's going to have a different thought on that whole thing. Like I said, overall, this was not a bad show. It really wasn't. So, I think they kind of delivered tonight. If I had to grade, I would have given it maybe a B, maybe a B minus, to be honest, in this show. Maybe a C plus too, if you think about it, but I'd probably go for a B minus or a B. So I did not hate this show, okay? It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. But other than that, though, I do want to say a quick note, and I'm trying to hope I can do this by next week, maybe the weekend or whatnot. But we will, listen, I'm telling you right now, we will have an end of the year review. Me and my co-host, we are trying to compile notes, and we're trying to set up a date for this. So hopefully by sometime this week, I wanted maybe Saturday, but I got to talk to him about that, and we'll see what we can schedule. But we will have a end of the year review, okay? Because we have a lot to say. Because if I remember, we went over 4.5 hours last year, but just imagine what we're going to talk about this time. It's going to be a lot to talk about, but we'll come back with the official date, and we'll tell you when that show is coming, okay? We will tell you when we're going to review that. So be ready for that review, okay? But other than that, though, like I said, not a bad show. Not a bad show at all. So, yes, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, @HoodedKnight890. You know how this goes. You know, I didn't get a chance to say this on Friday and whatnot, because I know it was like, I know a lot of people told me this on Friday. It's like, it was, 3 different wrestlers' birthdays. So, like I said, just, I don't know, just have a, how can I say? I was going to say this on Friday, but I forgot what I was going to say now. But, so you need some satisfaction to be the whole effing show. So, hey, if you enjoyed this show, give me a hell yeah. So I think you know what those 3 birthdays were on Friday. I just gave you all hints, and I think you all know, okay? So that's something to point out right there. But overall, though, I am done with this review. I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.